One word about women in leadership and in negotiations, since this is the WIN network, and that is to give you a word of great encouragement. You may have heard talks or books that suggest that women are inferior negotiators. Women don't ask. Perhaps you've heard there's a book by Linda Babcock that did some work about how women negotiate and don't always get the best results in their salary negotiations. And it can lead to this perception that women are somehow on are struggling, and that men are the Godzillas, and they're often overwhelming. And let's face it, we men can be a real problem. I freely confess that. But let me share with you a remarkable study that was done a few years ago of women in parliaments and congresses all over the world. And the study found that far from what that myth might have you believe, women are not inferior negotiators. In fact, around the world, the study found overwhelmingly that women tend to be more effective. By the account of legislators, male and female, around the world, women colleagues tend to be higher rated for effectiveness, respect, and success. They tend to bring home more money to their districts and provinces than male negotiators, male parliament members and congressmen. They tend to get reelected by larger margins, and they tend to sponsor and pass higher level, more compelling legislation than their male colleagues do. So if you ever hear someone telling you women are less effective than men, tell them that around the world at the highest levels of negotiation, that is demonstrably not true. And why is it perceived that women are less effective? And it turns out there is a subtlety here. The short answer is that women, in some circumstances, tend to be less successful negotiating for themselves. And that's why salary negotiations may not go as well as we'd like them to for women. And by the way, studies suggest that you know about the pay gap. Well, part of that is sheer, unadulterated sexism, pure and simple. Outrageous and terrible. And as the father of 2 daughters, it makes my blood curdle. And I don't want that. I want to fight against that. But another portion of it is apparently, as Linda Babcock's research suggests, something else. There's an acculturation. There's some cultural pressure. There's an actual social cost that women face when asking that men don't. We've all seen that. And that might help explain, it's not just you. There's this sort of culture that even now we somewhat swim in, which can somewhat constrain our ability to advocate for ourselves. One implication, when advocating, advocate with others in mind. Your family, your house of worship, your charities, whomever you really care about. That may have an effect beyond this. Does that